Hi, I'm Joe Herbert, and I'm author of the book Get Rich in 5 Hours, How to Go from Being Poor to Being Rich, and I'm your host of the Job Free Economy podcast. Welcome to episode 30. And today we're going to be talking about a concept that I call pay to play. Okay, it's an interesting concept, but I think it's a very powerful concept that if you understand it and you accept it and you implement it in your business, personal, and income life, you're going to explode in every aspect of life, and you will accomplish every goal you want to accomplish. I'm sure of it. And just so you know, I'm in my podcast studio, even though we're recording this video, and I have this really great soundproof blanket behind me. I have one on every wall, actually. But we're going to be making it beautiful now that we're putting the podcast on YouTube. So I got some of those nice, foam squares. So we'll put them back there on the wall, and we got some really cool posters going back there. But right now, if you're wondering what's back there, it's just kind of a white moving blanket. But we're working on upgrading that. So anyway, let's talk. What is pay to play? Well, first, let me tell you again, the Job Free Economy, it's for people who want to make big gains in their life, in business, income, and in life. It's people that have big goals, or they are in a place they don't want to be, and they want to be someplace else, and it's a big goal. It's a challenging path. And the Job Free Economy is about helping you make that transition. So if you want to expand your mindset, if you want to leverage your skills, your products, your services, if you want to build scalable businesses that cash flow, and if you want to create multiple streams of income, then the Job Free Economy platform is for you. You're in the right place, okay? So let's talk about you have to pay to play. I grew up playing sports, okay? And I can tell you, whenever I got to play with the better players, I got better. And I'm going to give you a few examples. I remember when I moved to New England, I took up skiing. And at first I was horrible at it. I was falling down all the time. I was getting wet. I was cold. And I really didn't like it. And then I started dating a girl who was a good skier. And we went to a ski resort that had bigger mountains than any resort I had ever skied on. And it was interesting because we went up the chairlift to the top of a hill that I said to her, hey, I've never gone down this difficult of a slope. And she said, don't worry about it. Just ski behind me and just ski right in my tracks and you'll be fine. So I said, okay, fine. So she started going, I went down, and normally when I would go down even the lesser slopes, I'd be putting on the brakes a lot because I didn't want to fall. And it was amazing. I just started following in her ski tracks. And when she bent her knees, I bent my knees. When she leaned the one way, I leaned the other way. And I literally was skiing like I knew how to ski. We went all the way down this run. I didn't fall once. And it was just amazing, how when you emulate somebody and you can be around somebody who's better at something than you instantly get better, okay? I'll give you another example. I play a lot of tennis, and I play outside during the summer. I play at a club indoors. And whenever I get a lesson and I'm hitting with one of the teaching pros, I play so much better. And when I come off the court, people are like, wow, you're really playing good. And I'm thinking, and I've come to realize, like, when you hit with those teaching pros, you just raise your level of game because you don't want to be embarrassed. You focus more, you run harder. You just hit the ball better. And also, I've noticed when I play a match with somebody who's better than me and they just clean my clock, they kick my butt, I have to tell you, though, I get better at that. When you get beaten by a person who's better than you, you get better. When you play tennis or golf with a person that's better than you get better. If you go to the gym and you're working out with somebody that has more muscles than you, you try harder and you grow faster, okay? So there's no doubt about it. Getting in the room with people who are doing what you want to do or who are better at it than you is going to have an exponential increase in what you acquire, your goals, and your skill set, okay? Not a directly proportional linear line. It's an exponential increase, okay? Let me tell you, what else can I tell you? When I watch a lot of professional tennis on TV, and I can tell you these young players who are just coming on the pro tour, when they play the best players like Rafa Nadal and Serena Williams and Roger Federer, they get their butt kicked. They get blown off. But I will tell you, they're actually glad when they draw those players in the draw during that tournament, because they know they're going to get better after that match, because they know they're getting a clinic from one of the best players ever. Okay? So that's kind of like the mindset I take with business and wealth and investing, is I want to get in the room with the people who can give me the clinic, who can teach me a lesson, and who are better than me at it. And that's something that sort of has come into alignment for me lately over the past 2 years. I've realized that these lessons that I've learned in the sports world are directly applicable in the business and wealth building world. It's the same analogy. I mean, I've always known you don't want to be the smartest person in the room. I've always known that you're the best investment you can make. But I didn't realize that the magnitude that I had to accept and apply that concept. And I'm going to explain that here. Sometimes it's not always easy to not be the smartest person in the room. As you learn more, your personal growth and personal development grows, your wealth grows, it gets harder to not be the smartest person in the room. It gets harder to find a group of people who are doing what you're doing. It gets harder to find a mentor who has something you want and they're going to help you get it. I don't know if you're familiar with John Maxwell. He's written dozens of books on leadership. He's considered the guru of leadership on the planet today. And I was watching a YouTube channel called Impact Theory, and he was being interviewed on it. Tom Bilyeu, who started the Quest Nutrition Company and sold it for a few $1 billion. He has the Impact Theory YouTube channel, which I highly recommend. But anyway, John Maxwell was answering a question about how he sets goals. And he said to Tom Bilyeu, he said, well, you know what? I really don't worry about setting goals anymore. He said, I'm focused on my personal development, my personal improvement, because I know if I focus on that, I just keep accomplishing all my goals. And I heard that a couple of years ago, and at first it didn't resonate with me, and now it resonates with me tremendously, and I'm going to tell you why. And also, I'll tell you another story. I have a friend who has the number one multifamily rental property portfolio in Erie County. And maybe 4 or 5 years ago, he spent a lot of money to go to a private mastermind group with a guy who's an author, a magazine publisher. He's a very successful guy. And he went to this guy's house for 4 or 5 days, took his wife, and he has tripled the size of his real estate portfolio since then. But again, 4 years ago, when he told me what he was going to spend to go to that event, I fell out of my chair. And I thought, how could that possibly be worth that money? Well, I can tell you that every month now, he's increased his cash flow every month by what it cost him to go to that event. So you have to pay to play, all right? You have to pay if you want to get to that next level, and it's worth it, okay? So listen to this. Again, how do you get access to not be the smartest person in the room? How do you get access to be around a group of like-minded people who are doing what you want to do, that they're going to help you get there and you're going to help them get there? And how do you get access to a leader and a mentor who has what you want and who's willing to help you get it? Simple. Again, like I said, you must pay to play. You must be willing to pay to play. You must invest in yourself to get in the same room with the people who have what you want. And that investment is an investment of time and money to get to your next level. You have to be willing to invest time and money. And you have to make that investment a priority. Okay. And what I mean by that is when I talk to my real estate agents, I tell them there's 2 things you're going to do. Okay. You're going to work on your business and you're going to work in your business. When you're working in your business, that's when you're showing houses to people, you're listing houses, you're helping clients negotiate offers, you're processing paperwork, you're helping your clients get to the closing. Those are the real activities of being a realtor. But when you don't have any clients and you need to find more clients and you need to build your brand, do more social media work, prospect for leads, that's working on your business. And to me, when you're masterminding or getting a coach or joining investment groups to be around the people that are doing what you're doing, you're working on you. And working on you is more important than working in your life, okay? You can take your investments that you have, your career, your job, your business, and you should make them revolve around your personal growth. Your personal growth, the time you put into your personal growth and your investment growth, that shouldn't revolve around your life. Your life should revolve around the growth. So that's one mindset tip that I want you to take. You've got to change the way you think. I have a next level mastermind group coming up. And I've talked to so many people that, and the two biggest objections are I don't have the time and I don't think I can afford it. And I will tell you, this is some of the most important time you can spend investing in yourself. It has to be more important than running your business, doing your job, collecting your rents, social media. And you may not like this, but it even has to be more important than spending time with your spouse and your kids. You'll still get to spend time with them, but this has to be a priority. Investing in you, if you want to make big gains in business, income, and life, investing in yourself has to be your number one priority. You can't afford not to spend the money and not commit the time. I'm just telling you, I'm about to blow up in every aspect of my life, and it's because I finally have accepted this notion that I have to pay to play, and it has to be a priority. Everything has to revolve around that. So, and I'll give you another example. I just did a Bob Proctor Mastermind. It was $10,000. It lasted 8 weeks. And there was 83 people in the group. They were from all over the world. There was people from every continent in this group. It took place via Zoom. And first of all, in this room was 83 people who didn't mind spending $10,000 to grow. And again, these are the types of people you want to be around. If you want to grow big, you got to be around people who are growing big. And paying to play is how you do it. Second thing that took place in that room was these people had huge goals. They made me realize my goals were too small. Like some of these people were making $500,000 a year, and their current goal was to turn their monthly income into their annual income. So they wanted to make $500,000 a month. That was the next step for them. So again, my goals, I've exploded my goals, and I'm going to tell you what some of my new goals are here at the end of this podcast. They're awesome. I'm in love with them. So let me go on here. So my favorite way to not be the smartest person in the room, surround myself with like-minded people who are gonna make my mindset and my goals blow up, and to be around a facilitator and a mentor who has what I want, is through masterminding. There is no other better way to do it. It is the single most efficient and well-spent money you'll do. And I don't care who's mastermind. There's masterminds. It's a term that's kicked around like crazy now, right? It's almost like overdone. And so many people come to me and they say, "Oh, I want to do a mastermind." And they've never started a business. They don't have any passive income. They don't have any investments. And I'm thinking, you just think it's cool to do a mastermind, but you have to ask yourself, are you someplace that you can find a set of people that want to pay you to get where you are? If you're not, you should not be doing a mastermind. You should be attending one, okay? You should not be conducting one. And the beauty about the business world and the wealth building world is we can pay to be around people more successful than us. And I'll give you an analogy in the sports world. I can't pay, if I love basketball, I can't write a check big enough to be a starting player on the Los Angeles Lakers, okay? I mean, I'm 60 years old, I can't jump, and I would be the last guy on the planet they would put on that team. And I can't even pay to be on that team. But I can pay to be in a mastermind put on by a multimillionaire. That's the beauty about the business world, okay? I can't write a check to play in the Super Bowl, all right? I can't write a check to golf in the US Open, but I can write a check to be around a person who is the Tom Brady or the LeBron James or the Roger Federer of whatever aspect of life I want to be in. I can write a check to be taught by that person, and that's the beauty of the business world. So let me summarize this podcast. And I want to tell you what my new goals are now, because I got in that Bob Proctor event. And like I said, it just made me realize my goals were pointed at the wrong direction and they were too small. My goals were like, okay, I want to buy 10 more rental properties this year. I want to write another book. I want to get 15 more real estate agents on my team. And those are good goals. And it's good to want to do that stuff. But now my goals they are personal development related. And I don't know if you know who Sir Richard Branson is. He owns Virgin Airlines. He owned Virgin Mobile. He owned Virgin Records. I think he owns Virgin Cruise Lines. Now I can't remember. He's a multi-billionaire. He owns an island called Necker Island, and it's gorgeous. It's in the British Virgin Isles, and you can go to this island for a week and be around him and a whole bunch of millionaires and billionaires. And it costs $35,000. The cheapest room on this island for a week for two people is $35,000. Well, within the next 5 years, I want to go to Necker Island and be there with those people and those millionaires and those billionaires. That's one of my goals. Another one of my goals in the next 5 years is there are 5,000, 10,000, 25,000, 50,000, and $100,000 mastermind groups. And each one of these groups have higher and higher net worth people who have bigger and bigger companies who have accomplished bigger and bigger goals. And some of these $100,000 masterminds, and I know you're thinking that's crazy. Who would write a check for that? But these are billionaires and multimillionaires. And in fact, you can't even be in these masterminds unless your company grosses 10 or 20 million, or your net worth is 10 or 20 million. It's my goal someday to write a check for $100,000 to be in one of those masterminds. So that's a big life goal, okay? Necker Island is a 5-year goal. But over the next 12 months, I have 2 goals. My one goal is I want to do another $10,000 mastermind. And actually, let me see, where are my goals at here? I wrote them down. Here it is, right here. So, but for the next year, I want to do it. I want to do where I'm an attendee in another $10,000 mastermind, and I want to also charge $10,000 for my mastermind because it's already worth $10,000. Right now, my next level mastermind, by the way, we only have, well, I think we have 2 seats left. I know we have 1 left. It's $2,500 a seat. It is the most incredible investment you'll ever make because, like I said, it's already a $10,000 value, but we're rolling it out right now for this first 8-week program at only $2,500. But my goal is to make my mastermind a $10,000 mastermind. So anyway, my last piece of advice is that you have to fall in love with the concept of investing in yourself. You can't just be like, oh, I know I have to do it, and you're writing a check to go to a mastermind, and you're just going to go to pieces over writing this check. You actually have to love writing that check and be looking for the next place to write a check to be in the room with the people who are going to get you to your next level. I could tell you, let's take my $2,500 mastermind, for instance. I guarantee you in the next 12 months, you will get a 10 times ROI on that spend. I guarantee you'll put $25,000 in your pocket more than what you would have, whatever it is you're doing over the next 12 months. That's how much I believe in it. And that $10,000 I spent on Bob Proctor, I'm going to get that back 50 times over the next couple of years. I'm sure of it. So that's really what it comes down to, okay? It has to be non-negotiable for you to not be investing in yourself and not be a part of some mastermind group. Those are my final comments on that. And so again, my upcoming Next Level Mastermind, it's actually starting February 16th, which is a Tuesday. It's 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m., 2 hours. It runs 8 weeks in a row. The meetings will vary between Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursday nights, but the first one is a Tuesday. I know we have 1 seat left. Go to jobfreeeconomy.com if you want to schedule a call with me, or you can just email me to get the payment link. It's joe@jobfreeeconomy.com. So if you're tired of making other people rich and you've had enough of the trading your time for a paycheck employment trap, start listening to the Job Free Economy podcast. Check out the Job Free Economy on YouTube and go to jobfreeeconomy.com. Thanks for listening, and have a great week and stay healthy and safe.